All right, Shalom. For the first one, we give our praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Harakah Kodash Barakatham, give honor to the apostle and the elder of the great millstone, and to all across the globe, pushing the word in truth and sincerity. Want to say Shalom. Watching the apostle on Ramah's live, Apostle Kabar's live show, I had to cut it off for a minute because he was talking about the wisdom of the world and the foolishness. This brought me. I've been thinking about the word degree. I'm not sure what I'm gonna get about this cutting off, but we have a lot of people, so-called smart dumb people. Elder Malcolm would say, smarter than a dumb motherfucker. All right, a lot of these degrees who are holding life and death and uh, uh, major decisions in their hand. Because they got letters after their name, or initials in front of it, doctor and you know, detective this or whatever. And these people are presumed to be smart. They're presumed to be knowledgeable, but we know that these people who have been in charge all these years, in our governments and making these decisions for the people, have no idea what they're doing, or they do have idea what they're doing. They're just being greedy, wicked, and selfish. And Ronald Reagan once said that the Bible is the law of the land. We know with the amount of spirituality the Bible entails. If we just follow the scriptures, of course, with the Israelites doing the judging and being the ruler over it, which is oxymoron, I guess. The Bible is given to the Israelites if they're the ones who are to rule according to the scriptures. And if we just follow this, follow the scriptures, the world in all will be a better place. That's what Ronald Reagan said back in the 80s. And as President Roosevelt said, a thorough knowledge of the Bible is worth more than a college education. And I want to point that out because, everything, let's get this real quick. Let's get this. The Lord said this is your wisdom inside of the nations. This is the book that that it is going to be used in the kingdom, all right, to rule and govern, all right, these other nations in righteousness. This is Deuteronomy 4:6. It says, keep therefore, let's get the whole thing. It says, behold, I have taught you, Deuteronomy 4:5, behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my power commanded me, that you should do so in the land whether you go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise, understanding people. For what nation is there so great who have the Most High so nigh unto them, as the Lord our power is in all things that we call upon him for? So this is the law of the land. This to have a thorough understanding of these scriptures, all right, is greater than anything that you can have. But guess what? That understanding, the Spirit of the Lord, all right, the mysteries and the secrets of the Lord is only given to the children of Israel, man. All right, this is what makes our ways diverse. It makes our ways peculiar unto the world. All right, the law, statutes, commandments are made to keep us in line, but it's also made to keep the word in line. Let's get this. We're gonna get back to that. It's in Proverbs 29:2. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Or the people are mourning because the people who are ruling are wicked, man. They don't use the law, statutes, commandments of the scripture. Why? Because they can't, they don't have the Spirit of the Lord on them. They're not there to rule it with. But they understand that the Bible is the law of the land. To have a thorough knowledge of these scriptures was going to ultimately bring the world into peace. Okay? And I want to get to etymology. I want to get the etymology of degree. Okay, he's doing it. All right. The water. Okay, so we gotta get the word degree. All right. Now, when I first looked this up years ago, here we go. When I first looked this up years ago, it wasn't as complicated as it is now, but I'm gonna get it. The degree, a step, a stair, also a position in hierarchy, and it is a position in hierarchy. Because if you have a degree, you're gonna get the better jobs, the higher paying jobs. Your word is going to be exalted and taken more for law, all right, and wisdom as opposed to those who don't have it. It's a step, a stair, a position in hierarchy, a stage of progress, a single movement toward an end. It is a state of progress because you go from elementary to medium school, or middle school to high school to college, all right, to doctorate and master, all these different degrees, right? It says a movement toward a stage, a process, a single movement toward an end. All right. It says a step or of a stair, pace, degree of relationship, academic degree, rank, and status. That's all it really is. It's a status symbol. When someone says they have a degree, all right, they're going to be given opportunities, all right, because they are pretending to be white. But look how many people with these degrees have made terrible decisions regarding the state of the union, regarding the state of the people. All right, the people with degrees are the ones that are ruining the world right now. All right, you want to get jump down. It says uh, uh, it says which is used to be formed from vulgar Latin degradus, a step from Latin de, meaning down. See, so degree, all right, the prefix is de, which means down. All right, and it says a step climb. All right, but it says see day, right? So we're gonna go see day. All right, day, an active word forming element in English and the many verbs inherited from French and Latin, from a Latin down. Okay, down. So degree means down. All right, let's go get this real quick. Degree means down. What does grade mean, right? Let's see the word gratis. See, um, when we did it before, let me see. You just say the word gratis, all right, which means a grade, but day means down, all right, a step down, man. Okay, because you got a grade, you got an upgrade, and you got a downgrade, all right. But we know day means down, okay. All right, so the people with the degrees, they're really, but I have a thorough knowledge of the scriptures, all right, they hold no weight, all right, because this is the wisdom and the knowledge that have been given to us by Yahweh Shemi Awashai, all right. And that etymology changed up since the last time I haven't looked at it in a while. All right, but let's get this. Nonetheless, all right, nonetheless, right? This is 1 Corinthians 3:19. It said, "For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High. For it is written, He have taken the wise in their own craftiness, man." All right, so wisdom of the world is foolishness, man. And what they hold in wisdom, those with degrees, those with so-called higher level of education. Okay, but if you look at the men of the Lord, all right, the prophets, All right. Now we did have teachers of the law, okay, but that's teachers of the law of the scriptures, not teachers of calculus, not teachers of archaeology or teachers of um, uh, 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 this witchcraft that Esau teaches in their school systems, man. All right. So 1 Corinthians 2:7. So when we speak the wisdom of the Most High in a mystery, even the hidden wisdom which the Most High ordained before the world unto our glory. Hold on, let's get this. Let's get to 1 Corinthians. Get to 1 Corinthians. So wow, look, I really want to make this quick, but I'm going to the Lord. 1 Corinthians 1:19 says, "For it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise, and will bring to nothing the understanding of the prudent." All right. So the wisdom of the wise. All right. In this world, it's these people with degrees. All right, who go into these theology school and get their theologian degrees. These scholars. All right, the Ivy League scholars spend all these money for these for higher education. All right, but the higher education is putting poison in our food. The people with degrees are poisoning the water. They're poisoning our food. They're poisoning the air, destroying the earth. All right, and these are all people with degrees. All right, the FDA and the USDA and these bankers and these doctors and these physicians and these rule makers. Okay, the Lord going to bring them down, man. Verse 20 said, "Where is the wise? Where is the scribe? Where is the disputer of this world? Have not the Most High made foolish the wisdom of the world? How is He making it foolish? All right, by the man of the Lord out here, I'm revealing and fulfilling prophecies, man. Breaking down these scriptures, all right, revealing the dark mysteries of these scriptures, man. All right, this is a mystery that's been hidden from those, but He didn't reveal it to babes, man. Okay, you see. So for after that, in the wisdom of the Most High, the world is with. It's like for after that, in the wisdom of the Most High, the world by wisdom knew not the Most High. It pleased the Most High by the foolishness of preaching to save them that believe, man. All right, it's the foolishness of our preaching. Of us out there being on the highways and the byways, doing these videos, all right, making these lessons, all right, wearing these skirts, growing our beards, abstaining from the wickedness of this world, okay? But it's only for those who believe. There's not many people that I know in the truth that got PhDs, all right? And the ones that do, they tell you they knew nothing, all right, when it comes to the scriptures, all right? You know? So we want to wear foolishness, reveal the wise and prudent. Matthew 11:25, it says, "At that time Yahweh Shai answered and said, I thank thee, O Father, Lord of heaven and earth, because thou hast hid these things from the wise and prudent and revealed them unto babes." What did he hide from the wise and prudent? The understanding of these scriptures, man. That's why Roosevelt said, all right, a thorough understanding of the scriptures is better than a college degree. All right? These are two presidents, all right, of the United States of America, all right, who said these things, man. All right, and now the world is starting to see, okay, that the men of the Lord, all right, the Native American Latinos, who we call the Israelites, according to the scripture, according to the spirit, all right, according to the flesh, all right, have the understanding of these scriptures, man. That's why you're seeing them break down the scriptures the way we break them down. All right, the word is being revealed. Esau telling on himself, okay. So they ain't the ones who you think are the smartest in the world, man. All right, it's the lowly, the meek. All right, the babes. With that, I'm gonna say shalom.